welcome back, viewers of our ReVolt Team ReVolt channel. Today we have a little something on one of our residents, being Bugar, which is a Injora cage build. Why are we putting this up? Well, he's been testing tires a lot. He's been showing up in shorts, but he's actually never had an episode of his own. So let's do that one. What can I tell about him? Let me just tell you first how much this one costs. Of course, you have to build it completely yourself. You can go as expensive as you want, you can go as cheap as you want, but considering an RTR costs about 500 euros, and then it is also RTR, meaning it's ready to run, but you have to start to upgrade a lot of stuff to make it work a little bit decent, which makes it actually more like RTR, as in ready to replace. With this one there's nothing to replace, it's just perfect as it is. So let's break down the price of this one. I have two amounts. The first one is, how much does this guy cost without electronics? And everything on here, including the 3D printed parts, we end up on 307 euro. 307 euro. And then there's of course everything electronic, in which you can go as expensive as you want. In this build we are talking about a Surpass crawler motor. It's not a crawler, it's of course a crawler motor. We are talking about a Surpass Outrunner 1850 kV, which was not expensive at all. What did we pay for it? It was 25 euro. We have a Dick Servo, which is like 15 euro. This is a DS Power. We have Yippin 70 kg Servo up here. That one was 42 euros. What else do we have? We have a battery. This is just a 4S. I think it's a 1500 milliamps battery, which is 20 euro. Have I forgotten something? We have a controller. We went rather expensive. It's an AM32 controller with a programmer, which was 50 euro. And then of course we have our good old RC4GS. I'm even counting a battery and a radio, so completely built and ready to run. The radio was 40 euros. Now I'm buying almost everything on AliExpress or on the Injora site itself. This cage comes from the Injora site itself, and I buy things when there's the sales, and that's when I buy stuff. Taking that in consideration, I do that also with the electronics. So the radio link was 40 euros, which is normally like 50 or 55 euro. We end up, long story short, we end up for 192 euros for the electronics. When we were on 307 euro for all the rest of this build, meaning we end up on 499 euro for this build. Okay, we had to do a lot of work ourselves, which I like. You have to fiddle with the links, you have therein, we have brass. There's a lot of things. You have to build shocks, you have to program stuff, calculating stuff, which is the gearing going to be, how much do you want, what gearbox are we using. That's all a fun part of this hobby. I like the fiddling with all this stuff. So we end up with an RTR ready to run after we were ready and not ready to replace, of 499. Let's call it 500 euros. I don't think there's any RTR out there that can even come close to what this thing can do, and it's so much fun. This thing it's really adds really an amount of fun. There's no RTR going to deliver you. So We will break them down a little bit to see what's all on there. But remember, we built this for 500 euros. Later on, there's the outside part, and you can see what 500 euro can crawl. And it can crawl, it can really crawl, like, yeah, really, really good. As it sits here, everything in there with these wheels, we are talking about a 3.3 kilogram rig. In pounds, that is 7.5 pounds. That's not light, but that doesn't mean he's not capable, because yeah, you will see. Well, I hope he will do that, but I know he's really capable. I'm not gonna lie. The White Rover tires, I found them rather cheap. I think I paid 50 euros for them. I can find it back. And they are one of the best tires I own in this size. On Belgium rocks, but I think in other parts of the world these White Rovers also do really good. So let's take him apart and let's see what we have underneath here. Okay, so we took his wheels off, and maybe you noticed I didn't use my machine to take the wheels off, because one of the things we changed on these axles, and it's included in the price, these stub axles, these stubs, we changed them from a 4mm to a 5mm one, because there were a weak spot on them, on these axles as they come, these F9 Capra axles. That's a weak point on them, so we changed it, which means we also have other lock nuts, and that's why we use this this tool. Now, going to the other lock nuts, there's not so much room inside a tire in here. And the wrench we use, this one, as you can see, there's still the gold here. This is turned down on a sander, because standard this one does not fit in all the wheels. So we took it on the sander and just took a few tenths off, and now it fits in the wheels. The wheels, these are just 2.2 Injora wheels. They are like 30 euros. Sometimes you find them even cheaper. The tires we already had. The front tire have some brass in here. It's also in the calculation. And then there's one thing not yet mounted on the car, but we have some brass diff covers which can fit on here. And then I might dump this one. I don't know what these were. I think they were like 20 euros. These were 10 euros, so that changes a bit in the price, but overall, why change to this ones? Because these don't rotate. It's low weight, it doesn't rotate, so that's what we are aiming for. Now, it's not just a bolt-on process. It doesn't exactly fit 100%. It needs some dremeling. I already did this. I used this axle on the Tsunami build. Let's show it over here. I used that offset pumpkin axle on the Tsunami build. We also had some brass on there, and yeah, you buy things from different vendors and are supposed to work together, but then also not, and you have to put a bit of effort in there, and then yeah, it fits after you put a bit of effort in there. Axles, offset F9 axles, the rear ones. What else do we have? Just some cheap Injora drive shafts. The links, brass links, we made them ourselves, so you can I can make a little video about it, but there's other people that already have done that, how to do it. Brass links on the lower fronts, some links I found in the bin on on the upper fronts. Then in the rear, to keep the weight distribution forward, we have all Delrin links. With a heat gun you can put a little bend in there, so these also were turned down so they can slide over everything. The skid was 3D printed, that's something you can do yourself. We are of course not counting materials or a 3D printer in the price. You can see where there's some scratches on the axles, but overall not too much. There's some scratches on the skid, of course on the front and the rear links, and then on the front axle there's also a nice amount of scratches, so you can see it's been used for a while. It's really our test guys for these type of tires. Digging in deeper, there is BTA mount for this axle, and then you can put a servo behind the axle. It's Yippin servo, 70 kg, doing really good. I used to run a lot of 9i servos, also 70 kgs, but somehow I managed to break them rather easy. So now I changed to a few other brands, and so far the 70 kg from Yippin, or I am a little bit more cautious with my stuff, or they just don't break that easy, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. What else do we see? We see springs, 115 millimeters from the fake Draftec shocks, which you can build yourself. You buy these. I already have a video up on how you build this. There's some Traxxas parts you need, and you can make really nice shocks out of them. Not so many shock mounting holes on this Injora cage. There's 3 in the rear, there's 3 in the front, and then the axles is fixed. You can of course work with offset caps if you have them, but yeah, I found that these positions I run are actually really good. I run stock springs on them, more a little stiff, so I have to admit I run hairbands on this build, and that works really good on this build, as you may see later on in the outside part. The cage itself, it's, yeah, I think it's a clone of a Capra cage, not 100% sure, but it's you have to build to that cage, which was actually not so hard with these yeah, F9 Capra axles. Everything lined up rather good. Front shaft is even nice and straight. The rear axle has just the small bends in it, but the angle on this one and the angle on this one is also almost the same, so and they don't move that much, so there's no camming in the axle. This one still uses the U-joint shafts in here. I'm not going for maximum steering on this rig. Why is that? It has a dig box in there, so I don't need maximum steering when I have dig, and I can dig helps in a lot of situations. I have only one rig with dig, it's this one, and I really enjoy it in here. It's I don't know how much the camera can see in here, but this is the Injora dig box, which comes in a number of colors from a number of vendors. Well, let me take the roof off, so maybe you can see this a little bit better. So the roof is loose, but I know the switch is on here, the switch from the controller. So do we have a better view inside here now? I hope so. I might even use a light to make sure we can see everything. So there's the Injora, there's the AliExpress dig box. I'm not sure what it's a clone of. What you can see is that we used a belt drive on here, which fits reduction wise really nice on this build. Then there's also the DS Power servo. I'm not sure how much kg that one is. It works really well. Have to fiddle a bit around to make your own links. We did print a servo mount for it. It fits really nice tight spacing. You can also see the motor in here. Wait, can we see the motor in here? Well, let's take it like this. Maybe put the light down here, something like this. So here's the motor, and there's a really tight spacing between the motor and the servo mount, but it works really well. Let's put the light up here. So you can also use a belt drive. You can see, yeah, these things, I like to do these things, fiddle out how it works, how we save space. On the side panel we mounted the ESC. It's a real nice one. I think I need to connect it again and set the drag brake a little bit higher, because I think it's not up high enough, or this motor we have in here is short. What is exactly? It's 3532 1850 kV from Surpass. It does not have the strongest magnets, so it doesn't always keep the car still on a climb. It's drag brake, it's the controller, the ESC. I need to tune a little better, or this is just not a wonder of magnets, this motor. But it works really good, the 1850 kg. What else can we say about this car? Yeah, a fuel cell. We printed a fuel cell, which is always a nice thing to have a fuel cell on there. It's almost matching color with the rest of the car. There's the battery position is all the way up front under the hood. We also changed the original mount for a little different one, so now there's a 4S fitting in here, 1500 milliamp, and yeah, that also works really nice. With this build comes a light bar. The light bar is supposed to be up here in this position. We don't have it over here because, as you can see, there's a lot of damage. I'm not the best driver, I'm learning still, so that light bar would have been ruined for a long time. So we have it mounted in the front over here, and now it also gives light where I need it at night, in front of my wheels. While it was up here, it was more shining. Yeah, not where I want the light. Now I have the light where I need it, and it's a real nice light bar. I might have forgotten to calculate the. You need a controller from Injora to turn the light bar on and off. That might have been €10 that I forgot. So maybe it's not 500 but €510. I also don't know if you build a car yourself and you already have an RC4 GS, which you can connect up to like 20 vehicles. Yeah, if you count that in every time. I also don't know if you count the battery in every time you build another rig, because you have it lying around. So yeah, there's it's debatable. The €500 is debatable. Is it not more like what's the battery and the controller? If we subtract that, then it's more like €450 or €440. It's debatable where you end up, but the 500 or 510 gives you everything. You can go outside and run it. I'm thinking, what did I forget about this guy? We have the axles, we have the drive shafts, we have our shocks, there's the dig box, there's the controller, there's the motor, the battery, and the cage itself is from Injora. Comes in different colors. Yeah, you can find it on the Injora website. You can find it on AliExpress, but some Injora things are cheaper on the Injora site itself. It's worth taking a look over there, which was what I did, and at one point it was about €30. I think generally this sells for around €40. AliExpress it might be 45. and Injora to Belgium is also free shipping. So yeah, I take a look over there every now and then. We put up a little antenna. Is there anything else to say? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so that just leaves us to the next. That brings us to the next step, and that is yeah, show this guy outside and show you how capable he is on our rocks. And I hope he still does what he always does when he tests tires, and that's mostly a great performance. We will give him also a shot on a lines tsunami found. It's like 2 or 3 new lines. We will give him a shot at those, and maybe he can also do them. And keep in mind, this is also a guy with yeah, 135 diameter tires, 5.25 inch tires. This is a completely different build. Tsunami is way more capable with a skid forward. So if he does these lines, it's bonus points. If he doesn't do them, yeah, so be it. And now, without further ado, me rambling on this bench inside, let's go outside and see if all the things I told you, all the promises I made, if this guy can make them true. So, see you all outside. Right, off to the outside port. Here you go, sir. You can start with doubler. This guy is really, really silent. And so smooth. No hesitation at all. No hesitation at all. Second part. Let's see. Get a wheel up and pull. No steer input. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Doing really great. Okay. Let's see if we can line up for the corkscrew. And let's take the high line. See if we can do the high line. Yep. Okay. Now this guy is weaponized with Dick. So why don't we just use that in our advantage to keep that rear down. Real nice, real nice. Let's turn Dig off. And now we have to turn into off camber with this guy. Let's see. And let's just turn Dig back on. So he's making the shortest turn possible. That's too much. Let's put it off, put it on. Dig is such a nice thing to have. You don't have to have the best steer angle. Yeah, real great. Steepy, let's see what you can do. We are talking rovers, of course. Why shouldn't he be able to? Now, he will drag his belly over here, but it's not a problem. Yeah, descending, real nice, real nice. Okay, let's do the other side. Let's do Lecce. Taking every ledge down one at a time. Little steering, grab. Next one. Little slip, tiny bit of little slip. Nothing to worry about, not with these tires. I really love this build. I built it for my son. I might have mentioned that inside, but yeah, he deserves it. He's doing so much editing, and I actually love to drive this myself. Coming from off camber into corkscrew, let's see if we can do a no dig approach. He's pulling himself around. Real nice. No wheel lift. No wheel lift. Yeah. I like this outrunner in this vehicle. Got back all the way. Let's take the steepest approach. No problem, no problem. This pile of rocks is actually maybe too easy for him. Well, he cannot do everything Tsunami can do, but yeah, this guy is actually rather good weaponized. That Injora cage is you have it in a couple different colors. I think besides blue, there's also a green one, a red one, and maybe even an orange one. I think it's an orange one. See if we can do Hangman with these tires without falling off. Yep, no problem. Oh, nice. Okay, let's do the face. The face shouldn't be a problem. The long wheelbase. These wide rovers. That's all things that should really help. Let's see if I'm right about this. Yeah, not really a problem. Moving all the way left. I'm trying the slow speed approach. All the way left is enough. And there he goes. Oh, can you? Yeah, you can. Really, really, really nice. Okay, let's see if we can do the Tsunami line, which is left and stay left on this rock. The first time I trying this line with Bugor. Let's see, and it's one-handed, so I don't have a camera mount on this controller yet. So I'm in the process of getting a mount on every controller, but until that happens, it's one-handed with this guy. Now let's see. That's how you're supposed to go into this. Okay. A little bit more on the driver's side, and now we try to come back. Do the rovers have enough? I think I have a rear wheel. All right, all right, all right. Well, Tsunami found lines, and now I know how to drive them. Yeah, then it gets easier with other cars. Let's go to Plum. Okay, the first line is just attack from the right hand side, go left, turn back up, and just drive up there. Yeah, really nothing to it with these tires. How short can you go? You can go all the way, as short as you want. No problem, no problem. The belt drive is really really a nice thing to have. It goes so slow and it is so quiet. I love it. Okay, next approach, coming from the right, and after we grab a ledge with the driver's side front tire, which is this ledge, we go back to the driver's side and try to we go back to the passenger side, go right, and see if we have enough to enter on the passenger side on this climb, which is actually really really steep. I don't know if this is gonna have enough. Maybe a little bit more, and then I'm not up there yet. Yeah, 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 yeah. Great, great, great performance. Now, as you can see, this outrunner is not a real anchor, because we do have a tiny bit of fallback. Yeah, it's not the greatest one, but it is a lovely one in here. All right, now one more line to do, and that is try to go from Plum into off camber, another Tsunami line. There we go. Let's see what you can do, sir. Okay. Cut back and see if you can get that driver rear over. And then, yeah, man, once you know a line, once a vehicle found a line, it's easier to replicate with other ones. Ah man, look how nice he's doing. Yeah, what else is there to say? He descends also really great. I think the shock bands are helping him with the descent, keeping the rear nicely down. We also have Dick, so he's double weaponized. Yeah, nice. One last line, which is slick side. But yeah, there's no doubt he's going to do that, because White Rovers, man, they are on the top of my list. These are, of course, 2.2s, which is in size like 5.25 inch size of tire, but they are also in a smaller size. I don't know exactly. It's not a 4.75. It's like something 4.05. Or even lower, 3.95, something like that. I might try them on a new build, which is a class 1 build. So for now, we're going to close this one. What can I say? Booger does everything really nice. Despite being so economical, this car is a really great thing. It's the price of an RTR, but it crawls like something really decent. You need to put some time in them to make the geometry completely right. But this cage is a really good base to build yourself a really fun vehicle. You can combine it with different gearboxes. I prefer Dick. So this is the car with the Dick box. You can combine it with other axles. I've seen it with most nylon axles. So yeah, whatever your preferences are, you can make it long travel shocks or a little bit shorter. You have color options. So yeah, I think if this is not in your repertoire of crawler cars, you should consider buying one like this and building it yourself. So nothing more to say about this one. Injora cage, really lovely thing to build a car around. And what else can I say? Thank you all for watching, and I see you on the next one. Well, I just found out that this car can also do the right side approach, which is right and stay right. Well, it was two-handed steering, and now I have the camera in my hands. So let's see if I can replicate that with one-handed. Here we go. And I needed to apply Dick at some point, which is really annoying because I don't have that. I don't have 8 fingers. Not that flexible. Let's see if we can somehow replicate that climb. Little Dick, or not, or no Dick. We didn't need Dick. Can we? Can we now? Man, I was so close. I had it and I lost it. I should have applied Dick. But there he goes anyway. Really great, because the breakover is good, but not as good as a skid forward kit. And yeah, so even does that. Bonus points for Booger. Bonus point for the Injora cage. Yeah, real great, boy.